People suffering from conditions that affect the skin of the genitals or the private parts, both male and female, have a very hard time. In this video, we'll look at the difficulty of addressing genital skincare and dermatology, declutter some of the myths affecting the area, and ultimately come up with a recommendation for you to handle your problems today. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell for notices of future episodes to help this channel. Now let's get right to it. So what is the problem with genital skin disease? So when we look at genitals or human sex organs, vagina and vulva in the female, the penis and the scrotum in the male, these are obviously associated with sex, and sex is a core tenet or a core element of the human experience. Sex has many positive things and feelings and sentiments attached to it. At the same time, sex has many different negative feelings that are attached to it as well, such as shame and guilt and other issues. And that becomes a very sensitive topic for many people to discuss. When it comes to sexually transmitted disease, those diseases are associated in many cases with poor judgment, associating with the wrong people or the wrong person, and failing to protect yourself against a sexually transmitted disease, against a communicable disease. So obviously there's a lot of guilt and shame associated with that. The interesting thing about what many people think and do when they are afflicted with something that affects the privates, any skin condition that affects the privates or the genitals, many people assume that their condition is sexually transmitted. That leads to them being silent, being ashamed, being embarrassed, feeling guilty, and many times holding off or delaying seeking appropriate care for their condition, which can lead to complications. The shame and the guilt can also lead to that person seeking solutions outside the medical field, away from dermatology, away from the doctor's office, and that can lead to looking up things online, employing certain hacks, if you will, or certain tricks or gimmicks, and that can lead to more complications and worsening of one's condition. You need to know that you're not alone. There are likely tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people that are suffering from some sort of condition, of skin condition that affects the genital skin, meaning the vulva or the vagina or the penis or the scrotum. So you're definitely not alone. Let's take a look at the variety of skin conditions over the privates. So there are the inflammatory conditions, which are very, very common. Conditions like irritant or allergic contact dermatitis, irritant and allergic contact vulvitis, irritant and allergic contact balanitis, or intertriginous allergic contact dermatitis or irritant contact dermatitis. These are all caused by external factors that come in contact with the skin and induce an irritant reaction or an allergic reaction. Then there are the idiopathic conditions, meaning conditions that are caused by things that are not necessarily clear to the medical profession, but are still showing up on the skin. For instance, Zuhn's balanitis or Zuhn's vulvitis, which are idiopathic irritation of those areas. Then there's seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis, lichen planus, and lichen sclerosus that I've spoken about at length in a previous video. Then there are many infectious conditions that are not necessarily sexually transmitted, specifically tinea cruris or jock itch, erythrasma, folliculitis that can be caused by bacterial infection or yeast infection, but can also be idiopathic. And then there's bacterial vaginosis and yeast infection of the vagina or of the glans penis, all of which are not sexually transmitted disease per se. Then there are conditions that are neither inflammatory nor infectious, such as syringoma, sebaceous hyperplasia, and angiokeratomas, to name a few. Then there are cancers that can affect the privates, and I've discussed those in previous videos as well, such as squamous cell carcinomas, melanomas, and a rare condition known as Paget's disease, specifically extramammary Paget's disease, which is a form of cancer that can affect the groin area and the privates as well. And then there are naturally the sexually transmitted group of diseases such as herpes simplex infection, which is a viral infection, condyloma acuminata, which is infection with the human papilloma virus of the area, and syphilis, to name a few. So to sum things up, it's important to realize that many, if not most, conditions affecting the privates or the genitals are not sexually transmitted. Regardless of that, you need to seek expert help to help you define what it is that you're suffering from and get the best care possible with an appropriate follow-up plan to make sure your condition is getting better. So your best bet, seek professional advice, Don't go at it alone. Don't go for the hacks. Don't go for the tips. Don't go for any of those shenanigans that are published online. Seek the best medical advice you can with a board-certified dermatologist and get better in the best and quickest way possible. For more information, check out my videos about genital care at the link above. If you've liked this video, share, like, and subscribe. Put a comment in the comments section and let me know, has a friend of yours or anybody in your close circle of friends suffered from a genital skin condition that they were ashamed to mention to anybody and seek professional medical advice on those grounds? I'd love to hear about it. Let your friends know they're not alone. Seek medical attention with a dermatologist to clarify your problem, get the best solution for it, and have an appropriate management plan with follow-up to make sure you're getting better. Also, hit the notification bell to get notices of future episodes. More great content coming your way right from this channel. Thanks for watching, and God bless.